Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show. It's for Tuesday the 26th of August. We're racing at the Vaal. I trust that you, the valued racing fan, is well. And we're looking forward to this race meeting. Of course, we had a first race meeting of a new week on the Monday in Gqeberha, and we follow up at the Vaal on Tuesday. What's on offer, you may ask? Well, let's have a look at it. It's 8 races on the go. 12:35 will be the start of race number 1. If you are one that plays the big one, which is the pick 6, that will begin at 14:20. No, apologies. It's 8 races, so that will begin at 13:45, race number 3. Had a look at the race card. There are some small fields. There are some weak maiden handicaps, but some competitive racing. And hopefully our good mate, our buyer, Brandon Bailey, can point us in the right direction as we welcome him to the show for this Tuesday. Please take note that the show, as we always mention, is recorded a day earlier. So at the time of recording, everything is 100%, but you can have a look at the declarations, card changes, scratchings, etc. on race day. 12:35, race number 1. Brandon Bailey, how was your weekend?
Dees, thank you very much. Really good. Unfortunately, no racing in the Western Cape. As we know, I've mentioned it a number of times, the weather's been playing havoc out that side, but we're hoping for a big week of racing. I know we're going to preview the Vaal. I can tell you the weather is spot on in Johannesburg. I'm currently in Joburg, just finished up obviously with the sales that have been going on, so the weather has been beautiful here in Johannesburg. But Cape Town, we've got the double header happening Wednesday and of course on Saturday, but we'll chat about that closer to the time. But in terms of the weekend, very good. Lovely to see that the Springboks managed to get one back, so we're all in good spirits again, buyer.
Okay, let's go. Maiden plate, 1600 meters. Start of the bipod, 12:35. And this is how it looks when it comes to the betting. We have horse number 4. Yep, that's at 33-10. Equipment changes galore. Cheek pieces and the tongue tie on. Craig Zaki for Lucky Hudalakos. Then we have number 6, Beach Walker at 5-2. Number 7, Trip to Peace at 7-1. And a 22-10 shot. St. Gray and Serena Mudley will team up with Olympian Gold. And this horse showed the improvement and vast improvement from run 1 to run 2. But the first question, Brandon, I just want to ask you, and with all your experience, etc., racing up in Gauteng and being to the different tracks, moving from the Turfentine inside track to the Vaal 1600, it's a major, vast difference, isn't it?
Huge, D's. This is where you've got to make sure that you find the guys that know how to get their fractions right. We know that long Vaal straight, so if you send them too early, that last bit, they're going to come up for air. So guys with experience, the good riders, you obviously don't want to break it up and say there's bad riders out there, D's, but you do find guys that are less experienced. And then you get the guys that have obviously been there, done that, and got the T-shirt. But for me, it's all about pace, D's. I've spoken to a number of jockeys as to how daunting it can actually be up the Vaal straight. And they say, listen, you have to make sure that everything goes according to plan. You'll probably find, I'm not sure where they'll want to be. For now, I think the going will be even all over, D's. But we do tend to find that up the straight at the Vaal, they'll be angling towards that outside fence. But let's see what happens. Middle outside, I think the track will be running equal all over because there's been no rain.
The reason I asked that, because Olympian Gold is possibly drawn on the right side of the track, but first run down the straight at the Vaal, 22-10.
These, I think the market's pretty much got it spot on. I can only see one of those 3 horses winning, unless we have a triple dead heat, which is very unlikely. But Olympian Gold, he's made the necessary improvement. We know that Sereno's banging them home left, right, and centre. I think he's the jockey we need to watch for the new season. He's getting the support all over. He's a wonderful rider and just a wonderful human being as well. He rides Olympian Gold, made that necessary improvement from its first start into the second start. That was actually big improvement. Over 1600 meters when running second. I'm not sure I'll be running in to get the 22-10 Ds. Maybe that is on the skinny side. I think the 4 horse as well as number 6 Beach Walker, there's not much in it with those 2 horses on the last time they met. Beach Walker actually moved up like he was going to go on and give Calvin Abib a bit of a fright. He ran a lovely race. Quibus Rue is the trainer. Callan Murray has been booked to ride number 6 Beach Walker, so I'd watch him. And then number 4, you've mentioned there's been a number of changes, of course, to the cheek pieces, the tongue time. He's a lovely horse. He came from a long way back last time, Dees. I think he'll love the step up in trip. Craig Zaki knows him very well. He's got that big unwinding action, and if the necessary equipment changes have made that improvement with number 4, he could very well be the horse that they all need to beat.
I'm just reading the script. So you're suggesting 4, 6, and 11, taking no chances in leg 1 of the bipod?
Yeah, and at the current price, I would probably go and have an each-way strike on number 4. I'm not saying a good thing, but I think the winner will come from either 11, 6, or 4.
Okay, let's go. Race number 2, PA. That's at 13, 10, 1200 meters. Maiden handicap. Shortest price favorite on the card comes up here. Racing fans. Carnarvon is the name. Paul Matchett's runner. And that's at 3 to 10. Or is it Carnarvon? We'll get Brandon's pronunciation if he has one. Number 2 is Captain Frank at 7 to 2, and then it is double figures the balance. So number 1, Paul Matchett's runner, 3 to 10.
It's now or never for Carnarvon. I think that's how we say it. I know very disappointing last time when running 4th behind Emil Yeni. A tricky draw on the poly track at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Beaten just over 3 and a bit lengths. I know there was a bit of support. 15 to 10 was the current price on that occasion on the 1st of August. But if you go back in his runs, 3rd to Big Joe, 3rd to Jan van Gooyen, who needs no introduction. Easily brings in the best form to the race. And like I've just said, it's now or never, Deezer. This horse cannot win a race like this. I think he's going to battle going forward.
Yeah, I think short and sweet summed it up. PA Banker, horse to beat, 3 to 10 tells a story, and just look at what is around him when it comes to opposition, and you'll know why they got this horse up at 3 to 10. Race 2, pick 6, race number 3. The big one is at 13:45, 1200 meters. Maiden, handicap, fillies and mares. Now, there's a form update here for Empress Wu, Brandon, for Quibus Rue. 7th, 10.5 lengths, raced on the 23rd of August, which was 3 days ago. Samanga Kumalo, 15 to 10 after that form update. Number 2, Cyber Spirit, 9 to 2. Number 3 is Concordia, 22 to 10. 5, Chili Marmalade at 8 to 1. 6, Smart Star at 9 to 2. Double figures the balance. We all make assessments on how we read the market and try to pick the value, but more importantly is, do we agree with the market or not to have a go? In this case, I'm not in agreement with the 15 to 10 about number 1, Empress Wu, but I can see why, and the basic reason is, have a look at the rest of the field, the opposition, the other 7 runners. They inspire very little and no confidence at all. So I can see the angle from the fixed odds betting market. But number 1, Empress Wu, what's your thoughts?
I fully agree with you. It's not a strong race. In fact, it is a poor race, and I say that with all the respect in the world to the owners and trainers that have got shares in horses over here. But listen, I think wait until race time if you are looking to have a bet with number 1, Empress Wu. I'm of the opinion that you'll get a lot better price than what the market obviously shows at the moment. You've given that form update, well beaten behind the first timer, Banyan, on the 23rd of August on the inside track at Turpentine. I wouldn't be diving in at this price. That I can assure you, Dees. I think you can make a big case for number 3, Concordia. Sereno Moodley, he gets the ride. He would have obviously learned a lot about this individual. He did ride her on the 19th of July when running 4th, beaten 5.5 lengths by Salt Lake City. From there has run 4th and 4th again. But this is just such a weak field, D. So I can see number 3, Concordia, being mighty, what's the right term? Going to be a big runner when it comes to this field, because I've just tried to dig deeper into the form lines, D's, and I'm battling to find any confidence with anything. Number 2, Cyber Spirit, nice trifecta Quartetos, and after that, Smart Star, maybe one for the back end of Quartets. But if you came to this race, D's, and you said, Brandon, you're telling me Empress Wu's not the right horse at this price, I would probably lean towards going to back Concordia. I can actually see this horse starting favourite on the day.
Now, interesting comments from Brandon, siding with 3, Concordia over number 1, Empress Wu. But we're certainly not putting you off number 1, Empress Wu. But I was just surprised after that form update, and she runs this early after that last start, that she was priced up at around 15 to 10. But you be the judge, race number 3, racing fans, and get on the tote with that pick 6. Race number 4, 1420, 2,000 meters, another maiden handicap. This is how it looks, Brandon. Number 1, Inclusion, 7-2. Number 2, Heroic Act, having his 19th run, and how many places? 7 places in his career to date, 17-10. Then we go on to number 5, Amber King for Tony Peter and Lewin Klapo, 15-10. 6, Secret Warrior at 7-1, and it's double figures, the balance. Again, it's a maiden handicap. What we know when it comes to these maiden handicaps, the weights are spread just like a handicap race. It's 61 kgs from the top to 52 at the bottom. But one can say these horses, most of them in the field, this is the ideal opportunity for them to possibly win for their connections, Brandon, because this is not going to take some or any doing to get the job done.
Spot on, D's. Put it this way, none of these horses will be going to Hollywood anytime soon. You have to think that number 5, Ember King, is probably the right horse. He's a 3-year-old. Lewin Slapo, also a man that's been given some good opportunities, and he's been arriving on them, D's, which is great. We know that Louis is a man that puts in a lot of work. Doesn't matter where it is. He'll go and throw a leg over in the mornings, and it's good to see that the trainers are now recognizing that hard work from him. So he gets a good opportunity here from Tony Peter and his team. This horse, when stepped up in trip, showed the improvement. We go back to the 24th of July, ran 5th, beaten 3.5 lengths by Johnny Drama, and then backed it up on the 14th of August and ran a very good race behind Greenlight Racer. You have to think that he's a massive runner in this maiden handicap, stepping up to 10 furlongs for the first time. So 5, Ember King will probably be my first selection, and then big respect for number 2, Heroic Act. Kabila Matsanyane rides for Tyron Zaki. He's been well tried, D's. I'm not sure how much more improvement there is to come from a Heroic Act, but in saying that, this is not a strong field, and if he does put his best foot forward, he'll be a lively contender. So just 2 and 5 for me when it comes to race 4.
Okay, Brandon, hoping for a form result there if the market is used as the yardstick. Numbers 2 and 5 in race number 4. Then we go on to race number 5, 2,000 meters, merit rated 76 handicap. Number 1, Banner Bridge, 9-2. Number 2, give me a choice at 5-2. Then we got 4, Trident King at 5-1. 5, Alexander at 8-1. 6, Storm Ahead at 33-10, and 7-1 about horse number 8. What are we doing here? It's the start of Jackpot 2, which means it's the last 4 races on the card. That is how you need to structure your perm. Have you got anything that you like here, Brandon, in race number 5, or you think, again, we need a few?
These, I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go and back this horse number 2. Give me a choice. If you go back and watch that replay last time out, only got going when the race was all over on the 7th of August. That was a great run when running 3rd, beaten a length by Future Wolf. I actually caught up with Joey Soma at the sales that have just passed, and I actually spent a bit of time about Give Me a Choice and finding out where he is in terms of preparation and how he's taken that run. And I believe spot on for this particular race coming up. They upbeat that he'll go very close. Last time out, like I say, he just got going when the race was all over, and you have to think now that the 2,000 meters going to be right up his alley. So I'm going to go with him in a big way. I know he's at 5-2. I think he opened up at 33-10, so there's been some money around for number 2. Give Me a Choice, and he'll be my play when it comes to race number 5. By no means does the race stop there, D's. Number 1, Banner Bridge for our good friend Alistair Cohen, and of course for Candace Dawson, his partner. Serena Moodley from a good draw. He'll be parked up. His last 2 runs, in fact his last 3 runs have been very good. Number 1, Banner Bridge. So you can make a case for him, but he's 9 years old, so what you see on paper is what you're going to get from number 1, Banner Bridge. And then further down the page, a horse like Storm Ahead. He'll be sitting just off them, and he's got a wonderful turn of foot. Samanga Kamala knows him very well. He rides for Finally Broncos. Nice, neat draw of 5. He won a good race over 1,800 meters last time out, and I'm not one bit worried about the 2,000-meter trip with number 6, Storm Ahead. So this particular race, D's, I'm going to go and back number 2, Give Me a Choice. I think 5-2 still a reasonable price, and I am of the opinion race day may even start shorter.
Okay, if you're wondering, and we haven't mentioned it at the top of the show, I thought this would be the ideal time to mention it. Yeah, Alistair Cohen is on a short leave of absence. He is on vacation. He's our guy that does the previews in Highveld, as you know. And Brandon just off the bench from the Western Cape, where he previews Hollywoodbets Durbanville and Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, filling in for Alistair Cohen. And of course, Alistair owns this with his family, and I'm sure that 59,375 Rand, if this horse wins, will come in handy on vacation with number 1, Banner Bridge. Let's go on to the last pick 3 on the card, which is race number 6 over 1,200 meters. It's a novice handicap, and this is the betting. Number 3, Hong Kong, 7-1. Blinkers go on. Number 4, Bourbon Reserve at 5-1. 6 is 8 Hats at 4-1. And we have a 14-10 shot here in Xenophon from the Sean Terry stable. That's at 14-10. I did miss out number 2, apologies, Pennsylvania from the Tony Peter stable. That's trading at 6-1. Now, you know, most of us racing folk and fans, we tend to share the same opinion when it comes to maiden winners. You know, unless they really grab our attention, we tend not to be as confident when they're going out the maidens in their first run. What's your thoughts on number 8, Xenophon, after that impressive maiden win?
Geez, you have to think that he's a lot better than his current, or the rating that he's been given. 75. He's got 53.5 on his back. I've always thought he's a lovely type. I know he's let the team down once or twice at restrictive odds. We go back when Richard Fourie rode him and he ran second to Run Forest Run. I know there were many punters that were hoping that he could get the job done over there. But he's got good form, Dees. I think he's one of those horses, now that he's got that confidence booster, the older he gets, I think you'll see the right improvement that needs to come with number 8, Xenophon. I am going to lean towards him in a big way. 15-10, I think you said, is the price. He'll be my firm selection when it comes to this particular race. It was a taking victory last time. We know that was the last day that Pierre Stradham rode on the 31st of July. And this horse, he must have had a good 5 or 6 lengths to make up on Power of Pearls, who set a cracking gallop and went past that individual with a double handful. So I don't think anywhere near the finished article, and I think he'll win again.
Wow, that is something that I did not expect. But Brandon has given us his thoughts. He's laid it down for number 8, Xenophon. Out the maidens, the 4-year-old, lightly raced, liked what he saw when the horse won the maiden last time out. And he thinks against this type of field, back-to-back. Race 7, 1,200 meters, merit-weighted 70 handicap. Bring up the field. We'll have a look at some betting. Excuse me, just having a look at the betting. Number 1, Demones, 5-1. 2, Time to Tell, 7-2. Number 3, Palace Prince at 22-10. 6, Jet Cat at 11-2. 7-1, number 8, and that's double figures the balance. Over to you, Brandon.
Tricky race, Bayer. Very tricky race. Race number 7. In terms of the exotics, you're probably hoping that you've got a few horses here if you're still going leading into the 7th race. Let's start with number 2, Time Will Tell. Simonga Khumalo gets the ride for Fani Bronkhorst. Won a good race beating Inspector James last time out. It wasn't the strongest of races, I might add, but he's still improving, this individual, so you have to think that he's got a lively chance. Further down the page, number 3, Palace Prince. Now, he jumps off the page for me. He was, I'm going to say, awkward, Dees, if that's the right term, because if you go back and watch that run on the 31st of July, he was towards the back of the field, just battling to get into a rhythm. And once they straightened up and he got into that rhythm, he stayed on beautifully behind his stable companion. It was a great ride from Pierre Striker Stradham on After Hours. But this horse has got ability. I mean, he won it his second time of asking when he beat Stone of Scone. He backed it up running a very good second to Royal Horizon. And then he's a lot better than that run behind Obsidian. He tends to not put himself in the race. That's the only concern. I'm hoping that maybe now that he's dropped in trips, Serena will probably try and bounce him out and keep him just in behind them, Dees. But he's got a lovely turn of foot, number 3, Palace Prince. So I can see him going very close to winning. And then one for the guys that enjoy a bit of value. He absolutely loves the Vaal straight. Is this horse Jet Cat? I'm not sure where they are with preparation with him. 68 days off the track. Heinrich van der Veste is in the trainer. Jeff Seister knows him very well. He's an honest trier. He beat Pile of Millions on the 19th of June. If he's anywhere ready to go, Dees, I can tell you now, this horse will run a big race. He's got lots of speed. He enjoys the Vaal. We know that he's trained out that side of town. So I think he's some value at about 11-2. But not the sort of race I'd rush off to go and put the rent money. I'd probably lean towards 3 Palace Prince and number 6 Jet Cat as being the likely winners.
Okay, some nice value about number 6 Jet Cat. Not necessarily when a horse is tipped at a good price that you have to go bang bang and go for the glory, for the win. You can always play around because the tote has plenty to offer when it's how you match your bets, and you can include this in all. Number 6 Jet Cat. The exacta is now grabbing my attention there in race number 7. Race 8, merit weighted 72 handicap over 1600 meters. Number 1, After Hours, St. John Gray and Belisande Mkoli. Horses in great form, going for 3 in a row. Horse number 3 is Copella at 11-2. 8, Oklahoma Twister at 11-2. 11, Viva de Janeiro, 8-1. And 12, Commander of All at 9-2. Brandon, over the seasons, over the years, you get to know the trainers that seem to just time their run to the tee at the beginning of the season. And you can throw names into the hat. I'm just going to throw one name into the hat just for this race. It's St. John Gray. It's just, something that I can remember from the time I know the colors of the green and the white of St. John Gray and Greystone Stud. This time of the year, especially the first 3 months or so, that is one of the stables to follow, the stable of St. John Gray.
Spot on. Very shrewd trainer as well, Dees. Like you say, he just knows where to get them to peak at the right time, and he's got a big chance again when it comes to the 8th and final race. Put it this way, After Hours, 8 years old. He seems to be racing as if he's a 3-year-old at the moment. He hit the front a long way from home last time, and he stayed on to beat Clarkson by just over a length. Before that, I thought it was a remarkable win from his part on the 31st of July because he was gutsy. It was a top ride from Piers Straden, who seems to get a good tune out of After Hours. But Pilasande, he obviously proved his mettle last time out. He would have learned a lot from that, and knowing obviously just to give him a little bit of a chance. You don't want to be hitting the front too far from home up the straight at the Vaal, So if he gets a bit of cover early and he gets produced at the right time, I don't see why he shouldn't be very effective again. He's an honest soldier, he's a trier, and even though he's got that big weight of 62, he'll run a big race. But the race doesn't stop there, Dees. You can make a case for number 3, Capola, Mark Khan and Jared Penny. He's a lot better than his last run, behind Master Josh when he took the trip to KZN on the 6th of August. He was beaten 4.5 lengths in that particular race. The run before that, he ran a cracking third just in behind Clarkson. So if you like a bit of After Hours, you have to make a big case for number 3, Capola. And then even further down the page, number 12, Commander of All. Malasela Kachedi gets the ride for Brett Weber. I caught up with Brett Weber at the sales. He's looking forward to a big season. I believe he's got some nice stock. He's done really well over the last couple of weeks and months. And this horse should in particular run a big race for him. Ran third, beaten 2 and a bit lengths by After Hours. And if he can build on that performance, he could also be right there in the finish. But tricky race. If I came to the 8th and final, I wouldn't be scared to go and back this horse again, number 1, After Hours. Dees, he's just in such good form, and I know that he'll keep trying all the way to the line.
Well, if you're suggesting a bet and the guys are on the fence and they don't want to rush off and go and back it to win, I'll use the horse as a roving banker then in your quartets. Race 8, number 1, After Hours, because when you look at this field, I think this is the race where the quartet could pay very handsomely to close things off at the Vaal. Talking about close things off, Brandon, you've got a suggested bet, and of course, you've also got an exotic bet for us that you've put together.
spot on D's. I'm going to spend 48 Rand in a place accumulator come Tuesday afternoon at the Vaal. It starts in race 2. It goes off at 1. I'm going to bank a number 1 Carnivon in the first leg. I think many punters out there will be doing the same thing. It's now or never for this individual. So bank a number 1 in race number 2. The second leg, we're going 1, 2, and 3. 1 Empress Wu, number 2 Cyber Spirits, and number 3 Concordia, who I think will run a big race. Serena Mudley's been booked to ride for Fani Broncos. Then we go to the next leg where I'm just going 2 and 5. So Heroic Act and number 5 Ember King, exactly how the market's got them. So 2 and 5 in race number 4. The next leg, I'm going to bank a number 2, Give Me a Choice. That's going to be my play for the day. So bank a number 2, Give Me a Choice. Now that he steps up to 2,000 meters in race number 5, that goes off at 5 to 3. Then I've got another banker, race 6. We're going to bank a number 8, Xenophon. Let's see if he can make that next step of improvement with only 53.5 on his back. Samunga Kamala has been booked to ride for Sean Terry. Then I'm taking no chances in race number 7. 4 is the off time. I'm going 2, Time Will Tell. Number 3, Palace Prince. We'll include number 6, Jet Cat, at a decent price. And if you want to throw in one more, number 8, Stroke of Mercy. So 2, 3, 6, and 8 when it comes to race number 7. And the final leg, the 8th race, which goes off at 4:45, I'm going to go 1 and 3. 1 After Hours and number 3, Capola. And then my best bet will be race 2, number 1, Carnivon. I won't be getting a pat on the back for that individual at 3 to 10. And my value bet as it stands, D's, is race 5, number 2, and that's Give Me a Choice.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for your effort. Thanks for filling in for Alistair Cohen. And it'll be a busy week for you, previewing all the shows in the Highveld and the Western Cape. So we really appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you so much.
D's, thanks very much for the opportunity. All the best to you and, of course, to the viewers. Go out there, hit them hard. We've got a nice busy week of racing. And let's hope that come Sunday, the end of the week, we've all got some cash in our pockets. Cheers, D's.
Thanks to Brandon Bailey. Thanks to the Gallop TV team. To you, the valued racing fan. Have a blast. Find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful Tuesday for you if you are playing at the Vaal on the 26th of August. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasle.